Contact Russ. Make your yard Yeti ready. CBI Cables, what the pros use. Custom audio, custom video, network and power cables built for your needs. CBI Cables, plug them in. Norris Candy, home of the original candy turkey joints. Check them out online or stop in 321 North Dockstader Ave in Rome, New York. Bag Square Brewing Company, downtown Utica. Authentic German beer, authentic German food. Try this schnitzel. Ask for a cross check. Utica's finest barber shop. Contact Jordan Baldwin or Kevin Beach on Booksy.com. It's where Crosscheck gets his haircuts. Duratagre for all your new construction plumbing needs. Outside, inside, all around the town. Contact Dura. You need the pipe? They have the pipes. Utica Club Lounge, where the Yeti hang out pre-game and post-game. Incredible food. We have live music. Have a drink with the Yeti. Get some autographs. Bay Farms, where the beef's at. Where the hay's at. Contact Jimmy Fay. Master Vito Hyundai. Make your move to Master Vito. The Yeti have. It's been a great season so far. What a score. Brandwide Distillery, Cortland, New York. Stop in, say hello to Jimbo. Check out the shop. While you're at the shop, get yourself a little sampler. Sample that coffee liqueur. Have a little gin and tonic maybe. And I know he's got that rumski. Stop in. It's what the Yeti drink. Join us on Monday nights. Toast with Brandwide Distillery. Utica Mac Incorporated. For all your sales and service needs, contact Francis Simile, CRM Commercial Residential Management. Contact Jason down at CRM, Robert Dix Jr. Insurance Agency. Contact Bobby Dix, Rome Sign and Display Company, where we get all our banners here at the Yeti outfit. Liberty Affordable Housing. Eric.
Hello, Yeti Nation.
What's up, Greg Beecher? What's up, OJ? Yeti Nation. We're back. We're back. What a great week.
Yeah.
It was a very thrilling week in the NLL, so Buffalo is definitely not going to be undefeated, just like so many of the analysts did say. It was looking like they were going to be.
Hell of a try to start to go for it, but shout out to the SEALs. We was just talking about it. Shout out to the SEALs for going into Bandit Land. 17,000, I think 900 and whatever spectators, and they jumped out on top of them and just they eased up, not eased up, but Matty Vince, he became the wall, and the boys did what the boys did. They stormed back. And
how about what we were talking about, though? So that first quarter, basically scoreless Buffalo, and then mute my phone real quick. It was going off. Sorry, but then the first one was scoreless in the first, and then after that, it still. They held them scoreless basically for another quarter, the last 10 minutes of the fourth, and then 5 minutes into it. That is impressive in its own right.
It was. Yeah. Well, the goalie was on fire. Both goalies at the end of the game were completely, dominant players, MVPs on both rights of their teams, no question.
Oh yeah, it's nuts, really, the way it can go. And really, the SEALs needed to win. Everybody knew they needed to win, but nobody was picking them.
Yeah.
Nobody. In Banditland, no way.
Yeah, even all of us were like, Bandits are winning that one.
Yeah, actually, it was not a great week for all of us. I did not adjust our pictures on this. I will get us cropped into here right now.
How bad did I do?
Actually, you did the best of all of us, OJ. Yeah,
okay.
You were 4-4, and the rest of us were 3-5.
Perfect. I can live with that.
Yeah, it was a very, very rough week for the rest of the Blue Squatch clan, though. I can tell you, even Josh, who had been on a roll lately, really not doing his best. So, unfortunately for Josh, you can't win them all, I guess.
Well, not for nothing. What happened in Albany? That's my question. We all know what happened. We all know what happened in the Seals. They swam down the river and they jumped up in the Key Bank Center and they squashed the hearts of 17,000. And props to them. But what the hell happened in Albany?
That was
Come
rough.
on, Greg.
You
were there.
That was rough. That honestly, so it started off at a couple of quick goals. Everybody was like, "Okay, here we go." Albany scored in the first 10 seconds. Something like it was crazy, very fast, and it seemed like okay, this is going to be their night. And then all of a sudden, San Diego just started rolling, and Albany could not stop them. I mean, they had 2 7-goal runs. And when you look at the game, I mean, that's one thing that the Seals did very well is they did not allow the Bandits to ever go on more than a 3-goal run. And I think it was only one of them they had that. Other than that, they were on it. So, yeah, I don't know.
I thought it was the Black Bears that were against Albany.
No, I was talking about also in that game as well.
Oh,
but in the
he doesn't. OJ, he doesn't want to talk much about that one.
Yeah, we're gonna keep changing the subject, OJ. I'm not sure what part you're not understanding about this. We can't talk about that Albany game like that. That's no good. No bueno.
Yeah. Fredonia Tiger, hey there. I met you at the Comets game, and we talked about some teams in the NABL
with Oneida.
Yeah, that's.
I believe that's Fedora Tiger as well, not Fredonia.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know. Again.
Yeah, I know. Well, I was just laughing, but yeah, no. So you did get to Oneida is probably starting the game. We're going to get onto that in a little bit. Let's go through the rest of this week, though.
Yep.
So, I mean, that first game, that Toronto game, I saw bits and pieces of it. Every time I looked, it seemed like there was a scrum. Why don't you tell us about that game, Nick?
Oh, my goodness. The Toronto game at the end there, what do you say? It happens. That's, it could have been worse. The best part is that's rivalry. That's rivalry. Coaches were grabbing coaches, and
a couple looking like bench clears I seen. Yeah, that gets that's heated. So honestly, though, Hamilton and Buffalo, they can basically see each other's stadiums. I mean, they're close.
Yeah,
it's
and
what
when
an
you
hour?
talk about local guys, everybody, a lot of American box lacrosse players, most of them are from up there. So I mean, that is. Yeah, those guys have been playing together forever. That Buffalo crew is diehard. And Toronto had a rough start, and they're clawing for every inch. They wanted that win. They fought hard. I mean, the next one, though, I mean, the Rush. What is going on with the Rush? Bandits Rock is the greatest, rivalry.
No question.
Yeah, we got to definitely go back for that one because that is, and it is. And I don't know how you don't want to watch those games. Like, that's the game of the weekend for me. I mean, I guess I would have wanted to see Buffalo lose too, but more importantly, I think that Toronto game is probably just the passion these guys play with. You can't buy that. Like, that's just a level of those guys have been playing there forever, some of the guys, and it's it's a lot of fun.
It's great stuff. The rivalry is what it's all about. I'm excited. The streak is broken. So now they can focus on what they got to focus. But I mean, if it's not one person, the next person jumps up. Kyle Buchanan.
Vancouver, though, I got to talk about this because you guys both picked the Desert Dogs, and me and OJ. This was part of OJ's how he really pulled ahead. I think he stuck with Vancouver in the first one. Everybody kind of, well, not everybody, I can't say. You and Josh. And Josh had been picking great, but I got to ask Josh what's going on. He was down in my levels last week. That's not good for him.
What happened? Why, I thought for sure that something was going to happen good. And Getty, obviously, he got the start. Did he not in that game?
23 saves, I think. In that. Oh no, that was the other game. That's the. We'll get to that game next because that game was even worse. That was a real bad night for those guys.
Yeah, that was horrible.
We're not there yet. We're
what
at
are you talking about? It was a great night.
We're at the kind of bad night for the Desert Dogs. We have not gotten on to the real bad night for the Desert Dogs.
Yeah.
Who, I don't. I don't know. I think really they went scoreless in the second quarter in that one, but Yeti seemed pretty good in that game. They both
Yeah.
are. I'm sorry, it wasn't Getty. It was Kels. They played Kels in that game, and I think they started Kels in the next one. Is what happened. I think they went with Kels, and Kels let up 4 goals and 7 shots or something like that.
Yep.
In that second game, it was terrible. We'll get to that one in a little bit. That was awful. Yeah, so it was Kels in this one though. I did not watch this game, but Kels played this one.
Yeah.
So that must have been the problem, I'm sure. We know Paul is not a big Landon Kels fan. He thinks Getty's the man, and I am. I'm on board with that one. I think you got to play him. Halifax, so you guys called that one. The stick with the Canadians.
Yeah.
I should have known better. Halifax is on a roll right now. They're an
Knock,
emotional
knock,
team.
Jammers at the door. Knock, knock, Jammers at the door.
Yeah, he's been looking good. I mean, so obviously whatever he had going on at the beginning of the year, he has been able to put behind him, and he is nonstop thinking about this year and what a difference he has made since he's been back in that lineup, though.
Yeah, I mean, as far as it, you take a great quarterback of the offense, and he's still got his legs look fresh. You know, as far as he played in the Worlds, and then he was off for the first couple months of the season. And like you said, now he's back. Legs are fresh. Mind is fresh. He's getting some great medicine, and they look good. You know, as far as Warren Hill,
They look good.
how about it?
Randy
You know,
Stotts
it was his
looks
100th. Yeah, Warren Hill had his 100th game. As far as
Yeah, they
props
only
to
called
him.
on him for 30 saves, though, and I think the key is that really
Huh.
when the Halifax defense is in full swing, and I mean this Philly offense has been on a roll. So kudos to that Halifax defense. Really, I mean Damoud still had 50 saves even with the 30. I mean, so he had to make 10 more saves just to keep the game that close.
what I was watching. Which game was I watching? And maybe one of our people that are watching or listening in and watching. Yeah.
They stare at us for
Abram.
some reason.
Goa was he started goalie. Abrams.
Goa got to play.
Yeah, somebody picked him up. Who the heck was it? I was watching the game. Was it? No, it wasn't Vegas. It was the. It was a last minute pickup.
Really? We'll have to
Maybe.
That should have been in the, Tan might even know. That should have been on the transaction wire. Actually, though, I think he
Yeah.
did get picked up a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, he got picked up and he was starting the other night. I'm trying to think who it was against, but I was watching the game and I seen his name and I'm like, look at that. So props
Really?
to him.
Huh.
Who the heck was it?
I
I
don't know.
got the late night games get me.
Yeah, no, and honestly, like we were talking about, I did not have a ton of time. We were down in Albany filming the whole time. But yeah, if anybody in the comment section knows where Goa Abrams started this weekend, let us know because that would be that is good. I usually do try to pay attention to all our local guys that we film in the summer, and he's one of my favorites. And I mean, watching him play Team USA, that was awesome. So
It was
filming
awesome.
Yeah.
all summer, and then getting to do that was cool.
Oh man, what game was I watching? It
Definitely,
wasn't Vegas.
definitely
It wasn't Rochester.
No, and
San Diego, Buffalo. No.
It would have had to have been
Philadelphia.
Saskatchewan, but they had Kaisick and the other and Chigliano back. So
It was a late minute, last minute pickup.
Well, we'll do a little research into that. We'll skip over this
Yeah,
next
we'll
game
take a
because that next game
Yeah.
doesn't really matter. Okay, so he was the backups for the Roughnecks rush on Friday.
Yeah, that's the one I was watching.
All right, so he was the backup.
Oh,
he
yeah.
wasn't starting.
Oh, it
but you
was the
did get to
backup.
see him.
Okay. He
Yeah,
didn't get to
because
start for this.
our regular backup wasn't there, and we were all like questioning it too. It's a guy from BC, Kobe.
Yeah, Kobe Bowman.
Ah,
Yeah, that's our usual backup.
Thanks, Jackson's paying
And
attention. He knows
we
what's going on.
We didn't see him all weekend.
So you didn't have Kobe Bowman. You got Go Abrams. So actually, and if you
Yeah,
even had
I
a
do
chance-
remember seeing that jersey now.
And if you had talked to him, you could have been like, "Hey, I know the Blue Squatch guy," and he'd been like, "I talk to him all the time because he plays in the summer league that we film."
Nice.
Yeah, and if anybody didn't notice, the Crafty Beach is out of town, so that's why the graphics look like they do this week. I just had to put black squares over where we used to be. I don't know how to use Adobe really that she does the graphics on, so I kind of did it in my just like Paint, Microsoft Paint threw a star over the top because first time I had the Nighthawks rush score 9-7, and I was looking at it and I was like, that's not right. The rush destroyed them, but. There's Josh, but and kudos to the Rush. Let's just take a couple minutes to talk about the Rush and the Roughnecks because not one person besides the hardcore, Rush and Roughnecks fans, and even OJ didn't think it was going to be that good of a year. Wow, what a season they have had.
Yeah, no, and honestly, that score says 16-13, but up until the last 5 minutes, it was a tick for tack game.
Really?
Yeah.
Just right back and forth going.
Yeah. So one of those 3 goals was an empty netter when we pulled the goalie.
Okay, so you're saying that, they might have beat up on the Nighthawks pretty good, but they didn't beat up on the Roughnecks.
No, it was pretty tick for tack. There was maybe one or 2 goal difference.
Was the exact opposite of what we had, and actually even Coach Clark hinted that at the press conference at the end of the game. He even said he's like, a couple of them goals there, we went on a little run. It's a little misleading what the score of that game actually was. And it felt like that, man. They just took the air. When they went on that second 7-goal run, it was just they sucked it right out of the stadium. Half the people got up and left, at least. It was it was bad too, man. They're finally starting to pack the seats in. Too many more games like that, and they'll be back to they'll be talking about having to move to Utica so they can handle a smaller venue.
Right?
I'm sure we can. I'd love to be fourth. I don't know. It's a great time to watch these games be played. That's for sure. Because I watched a little of the Calgary game as well, and OJ was right. It was back and forth, and it was until they pulled the goalie, and it was a good game.
Yeah, and like Tan says everything happened in the fourth, and that's when the Rush were on top. So he's obviously excited with that one, and I can't really blame him.
They look good, man. They look very good.
Frankie was on it.
He has been, and to watch Kaisick come in the way that Kaisick played in backup, man, I tell you, San Diego, they had a good showing from Allegrieri, but the defense has to play phenomenal, really, to keep him going. Whereas Shigliano, I think that was definitely the good. It seems like the smarter choice now, and then having Kaisick in the background, learning from him, that's a problem to have 2 really good goalies. You got to make a choice between. That's the other thing. Dougie just seems to be like letting I don't know if it's in his head or what he's got going on, but like things that he normally would have, he just doesn't seem to be getting. He seems not to be quite moving as well.
Well, from what I watched with the Bandits game against the Seals, there was a lot of penalties, and the dent in the armor. I think they, Westbergs, and they figured out how to beat that defensive third goalie setup that they have. With the outside shot. That's what Dougie's missing right now too. You got to have that outside shot.
But you have to be pinpoint accurate with that. And that's the thing with the guy on each side of the post. They're not going to move like a goalie. You can hit those little tiny holes if you take the outside shot. Guys try to do too much. They get in tight. It is interesting. You wonder if they kind of laid out a plan for everybody else. We will see when it comes to this week. Another time we can tell, I've got the cameras all messed up on this one too. Yeah. But you can tell that the Crafty Beach is definitely not in town because this is what we got for our graphics right now.
The 5-hole on the glove side is open. Yeah, I agree with Jackson, man. As far as, again, is he a half a step off of, and we're talking about Dougie, versus, what's his name for Colorado or
Dylan Ward.
The way they step out, is he a half a step off his mark that he needs to be? Is it a preparation?
I don't know what it is, and Dougie plays a very different style compared to Dylan Ward, where Dylan Ward is way out. Like he's at the end of that crease all the time. You see, like Dobson plays in between, whereas Dougie holds on to that goal line, similar to like Crosby did. They hold on to that goal line. Yeah, he changed his stance. That is 100%. He changed his gloves back too.
Yeah.
I noticed this weekend he went back to his old Haudenosaunee black gloves with with just the fingers instead of the blocker pad. He's a kind of superstitious guy, so I'm thinking maybe he thought that was going on. But yeah, he did not have his regular gloves on either. It's been a long road, and pointing out that stance difference, that is huge. Oh man, it really makes.
Yeah, but Josh has got a great point, though. You know, he's not just missing the outside shot; he's missing the shot over the shoulder. He's missing that inside shot. You know, where's the defensive stand starts? You know, somebody. Everybody keeps saying, and Albany got their captain back, didn't he? Watkinson, and that definitely.
But he uncharacteristically took some stupid penalties. That's something he doesn't normally do either. But he had a couple.
There's a lot of ticky tacky. And it's a good thing, bad thing in regards to the penalties. The Buffalo in the Seals game, there was so many. Really, why? That was a bad penalty. Come on. Let them play a little bit, but then props to the in that Seals game. I want to give the officials and the whole replay system a little awesome credit, because the Seals went ahead in that game at the end with less than a minute to play, and because it was less than the minute to play, an automatic review, and in the review, the player for the Seals had stepped through the crease, but the shot clock was going down, so he just swatted the ball. The official that was staring at the guy that ran through the crease and also swatted the ball didn't point him out as first to touch the ball, so they didn't. They called it, and eventually it worked around, and Seals scored a goal, and they went ahead. Well, because it goes under review, they went through the review, and they had caught that the kid had ran through the crease and swatted the ball, and they were still. It should have been a dead ball going the other way.
We're going through the crease,
but it wasn't called. But because it went to the review, automatic review, they had caught the action, the infraction, and it was pretty cool. It didn't help Buffalo in the long run, but it was still cool to see how the officials do work, and it worked its way through. So that's a cool part of the game, no question there. Yeah. We're going to have to bring that up to the NABL. See if we can, because we got Blue Squatch with replay.
Nope. Blue Squatch wants nothing to do with replays, I can tell you right now. It's hard enough keeping up with what I'm doing. If I got people relying on me for having to rewind and play it and show me this view. Yeah,
I would. You want to know what, Greg? We're going to have to definitely talk to them to see if we can get that over the camera, because there are cameras over the top of the goal. I just don't know if they're probably over the top of the.
Their nets. You're talking about at the Nexus? Yeah, at the Nexus. That's the problem. Is their cameras don't look right. But that's okay. Thanks to CBI Cables, we're going to have the best view in the house with ours sitting right in the back of the plexiglass. And actually, I believe we have 4 GoPros now, because I figured out a couple other knockoff ones I have. So we've got 4 GoPros now we can run on top of the main camera. So
it should be
interesting.
Still not enough GoPros.
Never enough GoPros.
Never enough GoPros. I'm thinking about may have to get a camera down in between the net, or in between the benches there. You know what I'm saying? When you look down and there's that space and filler.
Yeah.
Maybe you have to have a reporter down there to get the bench side reports going on. There is a way to get in there, I found out.
Yeah, there is. But I like that. I was just getting a chance to kind of read through the comments. I was getting the picks all ready to go while you guys were talking. But yeah, no, Dougie has been huge. He has just been standing there. He was the first year we watched him, he had a bad night, and then Dougie played good. Next year, when he was injured, he wasn't playing good. Then he got very active. What? Same location as hockey goals? Oh yeah. No, there
Are
is.
they are the same distance off the boards?
Yeah.
Pending the distance of the rinks being the same. If it's a real 200 foot rink,
Yeah.
some rinks might be else.
Oh, I like it. Yeah, GoPros in the net. That or right on the goalie's helmet.
Oh.
We could go with either. But all right,
But
on to
we got some ideas. We got some ideas. I love it, Jackson.
we have lots of ideas.
Yeah.
Well,
we're gonna have to get you out here and help us.
he's not that far. He's right over.
No,
Niagara.
Jackson's not.
Really? Well,
he's
maybe
close
we'll
to
get
us.
him down here and do some play-by-play with Herkimer Generals coach Bob Leary in the press box. Gonna have to talk to him.
Fun fact: I actually did an interview with Jackson recently, so that will be coming out in the next couple months here.
Oh, sweet!
Nice.
I've got to record him a couple times, but I've not gotten to talk to him.
Yeah, very good guy.
Let's jump on to some of these picks here and get through them because we still got 30 minutes of highlights and we're already 30 minutes into the show.
We're rocking it.
I'm going to go first with this one. Oh, boy. After watching the Black Bears throttle my team, but Jeff T was on fire. Warren Hill, Dougie Jameson, that's going to be the real question, I guess, is how that goes. I'm gonna go with Ottawa. I think that was just a huge win. Halifax has been on fire. Higgins is good, man. Higgins is real good. I watching Zach Higgins play, that was a huge part of their success. They were shutting us down on the doorstep all over the place.
I'm gonna go. I'm thinking that you wanna know what? Jammer, and maybe somebody, maybe Jackson has heard the song before, but back in the day, Jammer, when he first got picked up by Halifax, or when Halifax first moved up, or when the Birds went across the border, I guess we'll say. As far as Jammer had a song, and he was riding in the truck with an old man. I'm thinking him and the old man are throwing, and there was a song about lacrosse, kind of like the box lacrosse song. It was kind of like the hockey song with the, you guys all know the hockey song as far as that goes. But in regards to what I'm getting at is, you want to know what? Halifax is going up. They're going up the 401. But yeah, I want to find that song. If somebody, I tried finding it and I can't find it because I'm not good with that. But anyhow, I'm going Halifax. Jammer and Stotts are going up. Warren Hill.
I could see it. Yeah, I don't even really want to argue with it over that one. Josh, Charity wasn't in charge of the graphics, so if that's the only problem with the graphics, we did pretty good. She hasn't been home, so I made these graphics up. They're pretty trash. OJ, you can't just pick Canada on this one, bud. You got to pick one of the Canadians.
What do you got?
Damn it! I'm going Thunderbirds.
All right, 2-2.
Yeah,
I like it. And the next one, I think anybody not picking Colorado is what I guess I should say. Because I know I will be picking Colorado.
Yeah, after the devastating weekend the Desert Dogs just had, I'm going with Warren Hill in Colorado.
Dylan Ward. Warren Hill's Halifax.
Oh, right, Dylan Ward, yeah.
Yeah, I'm Colorado.
Right names, wrong order.
Right games, wrong order. Yeah, I would imagine Josh is also going. Yeah.
Jackson says Ottawa by 2.
And I think he's right. I think it's going to be a close game, and I think Higgins is definitely going to pull that out. I don't think it's Higgins is good.
Great. He's been playing great.
Yeah, I left the white reflective on the Rush because I think this is going to be a huge game for the Rush, but I honestly think Gigliano is going to I think their goaltending's just that much better than Dylan Walsh. I'm pretty sure that's going to be an easy win for them. I think, and I know Tan's going to agree with me on that one.
Yeah.
What are you thinking, OJ? Though you're a Warriors fan sometimes.
Yeah.
And
basically, whenever they're not against Calgary.
Basically, whenever they're not against Calgary. So does that mean you're picking them?
Yeah, I believe Mouse has a trick or two up his sleeve.
You think he's got a trick or two up his sleeve? Okay.
Yeah.
Little trickery, he's going to win it.
Yeah.
Josh
Little
looks like
going in with a plan.
Yeah, Josh agrees with me. Paul?
You know, I like the Mean Green Machine, but I
Easy
know
walkthrough, he says.
with
Easy walkthrough, he says.
easy
Oh,
walkthrough. I'm gonna.
Dan, I don't know. Mouse is an excellent coach, and they
That's what
got a
I'm
lot
saying.
of
They
amazing
got that
guys.
coaching. He's got the
And they
boys
got a lot of
believing.
amazing players too.
Yeah,
Like they have a team that can compete compared to like 3 years ago.
They do have a good team, but
they do.
Yeah.
Both teams are very good. They're playing great ball right
Yeah.
now. So that's what we're excited about. That I'm going with. I'm going with Vancouver.
ooh, ooh, ooh.
Very tan. Those are fine words. I can't wait to prove you wrong.
Vancouver can't win hard
Whoa.
games, never have. Ooh, that is
Yeah.
sorry, Kai, if you're watching, but I'm taking Toronto. They're heating up. Yeah, I think, yeah, boy, Toronto's heating up. Georgia looks pretty good, though. I think I'm going to also
Ooh.
go with Toronto in this one.
What's with these tough choices this week?
This is going to be a lot of games to watch, a lot of good games.
Yeah.
A lot of good ones.
And actually, since it was Indigenous Heritage Night, Josh, that's why I did the Firewolves backwards this time. The native teams always put the home team first. So we're just trying to celebrate that here. Even though that was last week, not this week's game. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We're not going to let the facts get in the way of this story.
Oh, Rock versus Georgia.
That's a tough one for you, OJ, but I don't know. If you just interviewed Kai the goalie, that might be why you need to pick it.
Yeah, and the first few weeks I learned hard not to bet against Georgia.
Yeah, so you might need to.
I'll go out
that
on a
way.
limb and say Georgia.
So you're going there. And then Josh said he is
Yeah.
definitely going there because sorry, Kai, if you're watching. So that's it. And this is where you can really make the progress against us guys.
Exactly. I mean, I'm already up four wins, so
Yeah.
knock on wood here.
Charity
Yeah,
will have to,
buddy.
don't worry, there's no results this week, guys, because Charity wasn't home to do the results either, so they did not get tallied up.
It was a great weekend.
Yeah.
I'm going Toronto.
You're going Toronto as well?
Toronto. Yeah.
I was pretty confident you were, Paul. I just had a feeling about it, so I moved you over there already.
Yeah.
Jumped the gun on that one. And then this game against the Wings, the Firewolves need to win, but
They do.
Philly just lost last weekend. I'm going to go with the old tried and true. Pick against them. I'll take the win if I get it. If not,
Yeah.
I'll be there. It'll be a great win. And then the post-game press conference might be a little better. Josh is following my logic. We're just picking against Firewolves from now on. You might as well just start it like that.
Hey, the super fan knows how to get the people charged up. You keep going,
Yeah.
Josh. That's what it's all about, my friend.
Yeah, that Toronto Georgia game could be super entertaining, but I don't know though, because like Lyle could just pick them apart. Like he has these moments where he can just like pick guys apart, and he could totally do it. So
or Rose could be standing on his head. You don't know. You don't know what you're gonna get. That's how great these games are. That's what's great. There's some great games.
Yeah,
Right.
says Calgary has an easy game. All right, Paul, who were you picking on this one? Was it Philly, or are you going the other way?
Actually, thank you for that, Tan.
What did OJ say? Because I'm going Albany.
I haven't picked yet.
You want to know what? The sons of bitches. Coach better get them fired up and do something and make something happen. Because hold on a second though, what is the word on Paulus? Anybody got anything?
No,
is he done?
Is
he done?
I believe they are at a difference in value that is not going to be fixed anytime in the near future.
It's unfixed.
It appears to be that way, and as much as their defense and goalie issues are, I don't think Paulus is very high on the. I don't think they're worried about. But you say that, but if you let somebody go for 2 7-goal runs, I mean, what do you think's going to happen? You got to be able to put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah.
You got to put the ball in the back, no question. I'm going Philadelphia. I changed my mind. I'm going Philly.
He's changed his mind. So OJ.
Did you hear what Prairie Tan just said?
Well,
no.
Albany has no roster.
That's what I was just. That's why I went to Philly. I'm like, you want to know what?
I mean, I
They're
was
going to
gonna.
punch somebody in the mouth if they have to, and it doesn't look
Yeah.
like Albany has that heart.
I was gonna go Philly, but
Ooh.
I'm gonna go against all you guys, so I can possibly pull ahead even more.
Really
He's
pull
going-
ahead with this, what he says.
He's putting
Yeah.
the hammer down. He is.
Yeah, I believe in Coach Clark. He can get them fired up enough and put some fire in their bellies.
So this is 2 in a row. So this is OJ's side of the board. That's why, Josh. That's why it's backwards on the thing. I obviously knew this was going to happen. No, I mean, the fact that he says Albany has no roster. So they even had some of the guys come back this week, but really they are loaded right now. And everybody told us that Dyson Williams was going to make our offense even more potent, and I'm not quite sure that's what's happening.
Well, get on the horn and call and tell them to get Greenwich back.
No, Greenwich got picked up by Toronto.
There
yeah,
you go.
He did.
Of
Smart
course he
move
got
by
picked up by Toronto. No, but
Yeah.
And I tell you what, he's going to come in fired up. And you know what? That's why they're going to beat the Swarm this weekend.
Yeah.
That kid plays, they're beating him. I still just can't. I cannot wrap my head around why he's not. Why he's not playing somewhere more. I think that's what Albany's missing.
Greg,
So you
you
see
wanna
last
what?
week.
It's a size thing. I'm sorry. There's no question he's got a heart of a lion. No question. But you want to know what? It's a numbers size thing. There's enough 5'10" pushing, 5'10", 175, 55, 75 in between their pound kids that can get in the mouth of somebody and blah, 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 blah. You want to know what? I want the bigger guy. I'll take the bigger guy. Thanks. It's a size thing. It's a number size thing. I think.
I know all about it. That's why I never got to play college hockey anywhere else. They said you can come walk on, but you don't get a scholarship, kid. You're too short.
All right.
We'll make this guy. We'll make him a better hockey player as he goes.
Right.
I'm gonna go with the upset here. I'm gonna pick the Nighthawks just because I honestly.
And Josh, I will be at that game. In a suite too.
You're gonna be in a suite at this game.
Yeah, so my friends over at Lacrosse and Barriers have a suite for this game for our group in High River.
Okay, well that changed my plan completely. I'm going with the Roughnecks then. I was gonna talk some smack and go the other way, but just to try to make things exciting. Actually, though, the way they have been playing offensively, boy, it'll be interesting to see how this goes. How Hartley does.
I mean, we have the man, the myth, the legend, Dane Dobie.
Yeah, who somehow is just tearing it up this year. Like, just absolutely destroying it.
Yeah. It's because he's with his best friend, Curtis Dixon, in Calgary.
Well, that guy just seems completely ageless, though. Like, it's just magical.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He might have to go check him. Get the PED cup out. Let's go. Let's see what he's got in him, because somehow he just keeps running faster and still. You got to wonder about stuff like that. But you know what?
It's that new, not even 1-year-old that he had. He's running around as a new dad.
So that's why he's in crazy shape. He don't need sleep. He don't need nothing. He can just go.
Yeah.
But
I actually got to meet his little one briefly at the last game.
Awesome. Well, if Goa is up there again, you make sure you tell Goa that we said hello. If Owen is at the game, I can't pick against Owen cheers for the team. Yeah, so Josh agrees. And that's why I said if he's if he's up there too in the suite, I don't know though. Maybe they need him down dancing on the plexiglass.
Yeah, I was on the Jumbotron both games this weekend, actually. I have
know.
pictures to prove it.
You make ESPN all the time, or the TSN, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're on there all the time. We see you smash it up against the glass.
Yeah.
He gets it going.
All right,
he gets
Paul,
it going.
Are you going with the Nighthawks? You picked him early. You've picked him often.
Yeah.
It hasn't worked out so far.
Can you hear the song, OJ?
Nope.
No. It's Tragically Hip. It's a tragically hip, and the Three Pistols. We're going with the Roughnecks over Nighthawks.
Oh,
Nice.
baby. He's
Yeah.
going.
We're all in agreement.
We're all going on that one. Watch the Nighthawks just trounce them. They're going to go in
Right.
and just
No,
like
not gonna
annihilate them.
Not gonna happen.
McLeod's going to trip and destroy his ankle on his way in the bench, and then Go is going to just have to lay down and take a nap in the bench, and then, it's going to be over, and we're all going to be like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. And I second that, Josh. I agree that Buffalo will come back with a vengeance against San Diego.
Oh, without a question. Without a question. Buffalo, after watching that game, it was a great game once again. But I got to go with, and I seen we had a Seals fan in the comments there. But this is Buffalo's redemption tour now.
Yep.
They still came out healthy. No, as far as I'm not seeing anybody busted up or anything like that. So health is not the issue. It was just a great game by the goalies.
Yep. Oh, and I forgot to touch on last week for the game yesterday on Sunday. We had literally 2 fans in bear suits.
In bear suits.
Yes, you did. I forgot about that. You sent me the picture on Instagram.
Yeah, I sent you the video, and it was funny because at one point Vegas and the Roughnecks were in a fight, and right after, the Bears were fighting too. The guys in the bear costumes that were literally right across on the other side of the floor from me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We may have to get Slash out there this year. We have we have 2 Yeti. We have Crosscheck, which is the Utica Yeti, and then we have Slash is the Junior Yeti's mascot. So he will be at the parade. So if anybody's looking, you want to see Slash and Crosscheck, get to the Utica parade.
Picks are locked in for the week, so hopefully Jared will be back and we'll get some better graphics and stuff next week. I definitely agree with what Prayer Dan says that they are finally playing how they look on paper, but they will definitely learn from what happened.
They can't buy their cup.
Yeah, Prayer Dan, there's no question. They were definitely on fire. As far as Bird, he's a man. That cat, he knows how to find the back of the net. That's the way it comes down to.
Yeah, but I don't think you can expect him to do that again, and I don't think anybody else is going to step up on the team like that.
Yes, Josh, there is a top hat.
There is a top hat? I like it. I was trying to figure out what you're talking about. But, yeah, I don't think anybody does it. I think John Tavares is honestly just consistently the best coach as far as what they've brought for talent in there, the way they organize things. I don't see Tahoka getting shut out and Chase Frazier getting shut out again. Both of them. I mean, either one of them guys scores a goal, they don't go to overtime. I just don't see Westberg scoring 5 more again and that happening. But I have definitely been wrong plenty of times. We can pull the results page back up and look at it if we need to.
Yeah.
But
Greg, now's a great time.
Yes.
Now's a great time.
Absolutely. So I was looking at something, but I would definitely like to take a moment. J.R. Gaudette, he was a firefighter at Binghamton, #1 Blue Squatch fan. Really started this off. He wrote to us. His kids started playing in Oneida and everything. Just like one of the nicest guys you could ever meet in your life. And unfortunately, he passed away in a fire on the job. Building collapsed. So we're gonna take a moment and play. I had a couple highlights from him with some Bob and Paul stuff, but just absolutely one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. They've got a GoFundMe if you can check it out. Get on Facebook and check it out. But here.
Is J.R. Gaudette. Number 24, J.R. Gaudette with the goal.
J.R. Gaudette. Get some.
Yeah, it sucks. Very lucky to have gotten to have meet him several times. He was one of those guys. He would bring us food, like he'd see us stuck up there all day with the kids. He'd come over and bring us slices of pizza. Just always come over, said hi to us, Charity, Jared, like everybody. Just a super amazing guy. And it really is terrible. He's behind 3 kids and a wife, and we will get to film Charlie again. I hope. That was cool on Facebook. The whole fire department there, a bunch of them were at his game watching him, and I've seen Charlie tearing it up like Charlie does. So that was good. And a bunch of his lacrosse brothers were playing in Albany this week with ULAX.
Yeah.
Nice.
I got the honor to, I wish it didn't happen, in regards to that, that video that we were watching. Great job capturing that, Greg. He was playing with the Collar City Kings. Unfortunately, that back then, that's when we made cuts. And at cuts, if you were not up to number 30, then, we let you go. And Johnny wanted to, JR wanted to, he was getting into box lacrosse. He was coming up and playing on Wednesday nights. I think that's how we got meeting and talking.
He saw
at Wednesday nights.
He saw one of these Yeti talks or watched one of the games, and he was like, how about I go play? And then he showed up to the open floor, drove from Binghamton, and made the trip up and came. And then he was 445603 in the comments. So he was like all of our games. He worked, being a firefighter, they work all kinds of crazy, hours. So there'd be comments on when I'd wake up in the morning. He was working midnights, or when we were at NAMLA, we'd be filming and his kid would be on. But yeah, it was awesome to know that we were a small part of that. And he got playing again. His kid was playing in Onondaga, playing box lacrosse, now playing field at home. Comes from the Binghamton area. So yeah, I mean, you talk about people just putting it out there, though, just driving all over and doing everything. What an amazing guy he was.
Guy. And he coached the young kids.
U.S. Lacrosse made a post. He coaches in the community. He very active guy. Like I said, anybody who knows him knows he's going to be missed. It's very very unfortunate.
Prayers for his family and like Josh said, our responders, definitely thank them all. Absolutely.
Yeah, totally.
That's what again, can't say thank you enough to our men and women in blue. That's what they do as far as be safe and watch more medicine. Get some medicine and put that smile back on your face. John will be watching down, no question, and we're going to be trying to put something together because he did play in the Battle of the Barge. We're going to see if we can do something and work off of that again this year. So there's more to be said.
More to be said coming soon in the
yeah.
future, but stay tuned.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you're in the position to be able to donate to the family, definitely consider doing that. Yes, absolutely. You're very welcome. We're actually just getting to your stuff just in time for the ULAX.
Perfect timing. Absolutely.
Oh.
I mean, he timed that perfectly. It was like he waited. He knew we were getting to the ULAX highlights coming up, so he was like, let's go. But yeah, I mean, this was cool, man. This was a lot of fun. We've never streamed in the MVP before. We got to stream with Lucas, an absolute blast.
Nice.
But I mean, the play was just amazing. There was so much. Yeah, we've got 30 minutes of highlights. We're gonna hopefully get through a bunch of them here, but we've already been on for almost an hour as it is.
Yeah.
We might have to kick it up at a high speed, and then when something really cool happens, we'll slow it down and look again.
Greg, as far as looking at the picture, I know we didn't get a Yeti team down there, but I know we had some Yeti playing. Peter Leota, I know, was down there. Mario Diaz was down there. I seen Al Snow, former Yeti, going to be playing with the Lakers. Al Snow. I seen Niles Miller was down there playing. So we had some representation.
We've got some highlight from Niles and from Leota.
Awesome.
that was rough for that goalie, and we're gonna make it even rougher because it's just that's how it goes.
He needs a little bit something like that. He needs some highlight. They need some highlights
Well,
in the MVP.
The best part is I was just like, wow, what a save, and yeah, gets all the way over, picks it up off the backboards. Oh, sweet, I got this. And back into the net. It's like, perfect timing for Kai to wave in, too.
Hey, Kai.
Greg, if anybody's out there on Instagram and Facebook, Greg put together a pretty awesome highlight of a goalie. Looked like he made an incredible save, and because of the camera work, it was I would have thrown the red flag.
I would have thrown the red flag. Crafty Beach was all over. This was cool being able to film at the MVP. We've never streamed there. We've been in the a bunch of the other spots down here. It was really cool.
And that's on bench side, right?
No, we were sitting over looking at the benches.
Oh, you were looking at the benches. Okay.
Yeah. That's Snowman right there.
He had I seen a goal. Yeah.
He had a bunch of goals.
Why? ESP was in the house.
That's right.
Awesome job. Awesome job. Got to the front.
That's not even his best one. He's got some good ones. That's right, because they were all playing for shark bait.
Yeah.
Huh.
I tell you, the goalies in this tournament were phenomenal. All over the place. That Cam Pilon, who ends up playing for the championship team there, the Spirit Americans. Wow. That guy was lights out. Him and so Mario played the first game. We did not film the first game. We did get to watch him. Mario played good, but then that they brought that other guy in, and I believe he's signed to the Firewolves. He practices. He's their third stringer. But wow, yeah, you could tell that kid is good.
Is that the one that had the goal allowed?
Yes, actually, it was.
I seen the pads. He had the Firewolves color glove. It looked like.
Yeah.
And the leg pads.
Yeah, and this was the only shenanigans that happened in basically the whole thing. It was amazing. A lot of these times with the tournament, sometimes things get out of hand. It's not. You wonder how it's handled. Handled perfectly. Yeah. It goes on. Everybody plays. They score the power play goal on it, and it's like, oh man. Yeah, I gotta say though, like I definitely have a bias. I love filming that Lucas Maloney kid. He's a hell of a player, Skylar Thomas. They are just so much fun to watch. Guys like that, those guys that can really fly.
Well, Blaine is also the same way. When Blaine is on, it's an incredible sight. Some of the things that he's able to do.
Oh,
his foot is on the line. His foot looked like it was on the line.
That one didn't matter. Goalie saved it anyways.
Okay.
He almost got that one too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that Colby?
Oh yeah.
Look at the size of that goalie's jersey.
Swimming in it.
Swimming. Kobe Johnson played for us years ago, and an awesome goalie from Akwesasne in our first year. And yeah, I was washing jerseys, and it almost had to be washed separately because it's such a big jersey. He had it custom done, and now Sully and Mario and those guys, they get the Kobe cut.
The Kobe cut?
They get the Kobe cut.
All right, so there's a special way to get it made.
Yeah.
Got to talk to the goalies. Goalies know.
Goalies know.
Yeah.
That's one thing I definitely don't know much about. The ball movement on these freaking.
Oh. That was a beauty.
Yeah, they were whipping the ball around.
Is it mainly the Collar City guys?
This Mohawk team was a lot of Collar City guys, but they had a bunch of newer guys that I didn't know. So what they've really done well is this ULAX runs a winter league down in Albany. I think they've got a couple of teams that play every week. They play right on the weekends. Yeah, because Lucas was down there playing. He tried to get me to play down there a couple of times. I was like, bud, that's not happening.
That ship sailed.
Yeah, that ship has sailed. My body hurts just watching these guys a lot of times. Like Maloney taking that one off the ankle. That's it for me. I'm not going to watch it. Yeah. No, thank you. But anyways, he tried to get me to go down. So they're they are definitely developing box players. I wonder how that's going to work for the division because, like in the NABLL, you guys are adding teams like it's going out of style. If they force them to come up with you guys, but they don't like that home and home style. That's not really their thing.
That's not their. I don't know, rumor mill. I'm not going to start rumors. I've heard there's talks.
I'm not going to start rumors, but I'm going to go ahead and start this
There's
one.
talks. No, there's talks. I hope they stick around. I would love to get some more games with them.
Here's one of those. This could be a jersey save.
Oh.
See, it bounces behind him, right on the line.
Yeah.
Whoop.
Whoop.
That's a beautiful spin. Plus, we got to watch Deej. So anytime I get a chance to watch Deej play, I'm happy. Deej is in now for the other side. On the other side, Mohawk had two goalies. Everybody had two goalies except for Beltway, who didn't. They had one, and he got stuck in Syracuse.
The storm came through. That was ridiculous. Yeah. It's still storming here. They're calling for 2 more feet here today.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I got. I was at 6 o'clock in the morning. I was plowing. I got done at 4 when I was talking to you, and nice save, but it was a goal.
Yeah. Which one? Yeah. Oh, is that the one? Yeah.
It's supposed to be minus 20 here again tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
Minus 20.
Yeah, they're calling for 2 feet of snow tonight.
Yeah.
Oh boy. And Chris is out in Buffalo, so he probably had some of that fun too.
Yeah.
No thank
Well,
you.
as far as that outside shot, that was Maloney right there, huh?
No, that was actually this kid. I did not do a very good job on the rosters. I can't ever look at my phone while I'm calling the game is the problem for the pictures. But I forgot to I should have definitely learned that kid's name. He was good. 25.
Oh,
he had a couple goals
right around
there.
Him. Yeah. Nice play.
Watch, boom. Reaches over, gets it, and then unfortunately for him, they didn't score. Otherwise, it would have been a sweet highlight, but it was still a nice play.
Yeah.
Deej just disappointed in himself. I love that. 2 of the goalies when they're just like, I thought I had that one.
Were they using 3 officials or 2 officials?
2.
2.
And the officials were out there for every game. Those 2 guys were getting after it.
Oh, wow.
Same 2 officials for every game?
Same 2 guys for every game. Wow. They did 18-minute running halves. It was I tell you, the semifinals were probably some of the best lacrosse definitely the best lacrosse we've done this year. I mean,
so it's a one-day tournament. Just a one-day.
No, they do a pool on Saturday to get you figured out, and then you go Sunday morning.
Sunday, okay.
Yeah, they go, you play, and then everybody goes and hangs out at the Firewolves game. We saw a bunch of the guys there for that.
Nice.
Yeah, that was fun. It's a good time. Party was going. They had Bud Lights on sale. Everybody was having a blast.
And this is Sunday. How many teams were in the tournament, Greg?
6.
6? Okay.
Yeah. So this is this is another game here. This is Man Wolf versus the Spirit Americans. Okay, see that Spirit Americans. That's that kid. That Cam Peel on there. He just got his shoulder on that one. Like he just saved everything. He was non-stop. Like it was, it was crazy. You were just watching this guy. He was a brick wall out there. Irizarry had a really good tournament. You know, Troy Polamalu, as Bob likes to call him.
Yeah. Heck of a player he is.
Yeah, absolutely. Here, I'm going to send Chris an invite.
Cool.
So all of a sudden, we might have somebody else pop up on our meet.
Cool.
Is it going to pop up in my populated? There he is. Heck yeah.
And the pool grows.
Yep.
So,
yeah, because he'll be able to answer way more questions about things than I can.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Yeah. And he's out of Buffalo?
Yes.
I don't know. We'll find out.
I'm going to guess where he's going to pop up on the screen. Oh wait, we missed Maloney's sweet goal too, didn't I?
Oh, OJ was in the way.
Hang on, I gotta get him out. It's the two keyboards. It really throws me for a loop.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I keep grabbing the other keyboard and I hit the Alt key on my laptop.
Yeah.
And then it throws me off. I'm gonna guess he's gonna
Apple.
pop right there. We'll see how close we get. Now I gotta get back to you. Oh, there he is.
There we go. There's Chris.
How'd we do? I was pretty close.
There's
Hey,
Chris.
what's going on, guys?
What's
How you doing, my
happening?
man?
Oh, it's been a fun night. Had a little bit of a plumbing issue, so that's why I'm joining you late.
No
We know
worries.
all about those things.
Yes,
It's,
we've all had it. Paul's got how many feet of ice did you have leaking in through your roof not too long ago?
Oh, 4.5 hours I spent with an axe up on my roof this past weekend, and I got a lot of damage. It's going to be beautiful.
wow.
Yeah, it sucks. And they're calling for. Well, you're out in the Buffalo area, Chris?
Yeah. So it was a rough drive back yesterday. Let me tell you.
I
Unfortunately,
can
unfortunately, came back to my door was frozen. I was using a screwdriver to get the ice off the handle so I could get it. It was a rough day, but you know what? We made it back. The tournament was awesome. Greg and Charity, you guys did fantastic.
Oh, well, thank you.
So great having you guys there and capture all the footage for us. It was a fun couple days of lacrosse for sure.
Oh yeah, we love it. These and honestly, like this is our favorite like style stuff to do. The simple one camera show up, me and her with the headphones on, getting to film a bunch of guys that we know. So like one of the first games we ever filmed was with that Irizarry, and Bob called him Troy Palomalu. So every time I get a chance when he scores and he plays good, I love to be able to actually call his name right too. And yeah, man, he like right here. That when he got shut down, but yeah.
got underneath and got the shot off. Front of the goal. Got to get to the front. Hey, Chris, in regards to the tournaments, in regards to you're based out of Buffalo and you run tournaments in the Buffalo and came down to Albany.
They run tournaments all over the place. Tell them about ULAX while we're watching some of this.
Yeah. So ULAC started, I believe, almost 20 years ago. The two owners, Nima Kasai and Tim Leonard, they were at CU as teammates there, and they started, just something for the adult, post-collegiate guys to play, after college, because they're like, all right, we're about to graduate. What are we gonna keep playing, Yeah. So it started off with just adult men's league in the Boulder area and continued to expand. So we have leagues all over the country, and yeah, now we're doing tournaments and stuff too. The primary focus is definitely on our leagues, but the Independence Cup. This is a great box tournament that we've had at the Wells Fargo Center the last few years, and this year moving to MVP Arena. That I can't give the Firewolves more praise. They did a great job, just accommodating a ton of different things for us. I'm sure you can see. Through this media, like they had stuff up on the scoreboards for us, the team's logos and all that. It was cool, and all the players just loved it. I heard it throughout the day, like, this is so cool. We get to play at this pro arena, so it was awesome.
Well, especially watching the game at night for a lot of the guys too, because like you're playing on the pro arena and you're literally getting the scoreboard and everything else. We got to get hooked up out of the jumbotron. That's one thing the Nexus Center has is our home field advantage. Whenever we're in Utica, I hook up to the jumbotron there. So
Okay.
that is so much cooler. Like it's one of my favorite things. You'll watch the guys score and then they turn around and look up at the jumbotron, like looking at the replay, and it's like, yeah, we got it.
For sure. Yeah, I'm not sure
sorry.
that they I think some of the with there being a Firewolves game Saturday night, like we had three of our pool play games Saturday in the afternoon between when the two teams practice and then the game. So it was like, all right, we had a very short window. We could go in, get a few games in, and then we had to get out of there so they could do all their pregame stuff. And so I think it was just trying to get a lot of those logistics, like you were saying, getting replays on the scoreboard. It might have been tough, with having their game that night, but it was still awesome. It was so cool.
Yeah.
Now, as far as they run a league through ULAX down in Albany.
Yeah, so we started a league, I believe, a couple years ago in Albany. We do some box stuff at Hudson Valley Community College,
Yeah.
and then we've done a field league. I can't remember what the name of the place is off the top of my head. I can tell you in 2 seconds here.
It's over by Bethlehem, I think, is what she told me.
The Afram Sports Park, Tavern on the Turf. So, and we're going to be there this summer again and the spring, I believe, for the field league over at Afram. So, just looking to continue to grow the game and, hopefully get a few more teams in that league, this spring and the summer. And I'm sure we're going to be looking to add women's lacrosse there as well. Something we've been adding a lot of women's lacrosse throughout the country, as well as high school leagues as well.
Now, in regards to you're saying with Adam, the box lacrosse, you're saying, or just field or both?
No,
box
they do
lacrosse?
mainly field. They do got some box stuff. That's a Yeti guy right there,
cool.
number 45. That's Peter Leota. I was just pointing that out to Paul.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you were saying your women's though, you guys are starting to get into box as well, because that's something Paul's been doing with the women's Yeti. Not everybody gets to put their girls up against like the top girls in the world, like some of the young women Paul was fortunate enough to hook up. I mean, that's got to be cool. Some 16-year-old girls getting to go play against some of these world-class teams it still blows my mind. When they were telling me that story, I didn't realize how young some of these girls were.
Yeah. As far as the growth, Chris, it's difficult because obviously the college girls start at one point and the high school girls started at another point. And then you got your post collegiate people, they want to play in regards to the tournament. That's where they're able to gather, and getting some more women's tournaments going there's no question. I know we have girls that want to play, and it's just a matter of finding the right tournaments to get them into playing.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, as far as women's box tournament, for us, hopefully that's something we get added, soon. This coming spring in Buffalo, where I'm from, this is the first ULAX women's box league we're gonna get going.
You are.
This
awesome.
I guess this is the official announcement as well. We haven't even really, announced it to our players yet. So if any of the women are watching, we're gonna give it a go. I've had a number of women reach out over the past year and say, what about women's box? What about women's box? And at first it's only a couple of them, and I tell them, I'm like, hey, if you have the interest, have people reach out. Like, I got to keep hearing it, and I started to hear it enough. So we're gonna give it a go this spring, and hopefully it takes off. We'd love to, get some women's box leagues going around the country.
Now, in regards to something that I know, I'm in Utica. Greg's down in the Albany area. My question, and you're in the Buffalo area, is there ever, again, I'm used to the men. It makes it much easier with men's lacrosse because I'm involved with the men's lacrosse. Getting into the women's field or into the women's box lacrosse concept. Would there be a possibility of a East-West where I'm trying to think where we can merge some sort of will girls from Albany drive all the way to Buffalo to play a hour-long game or 45 minutes or whatever?
Right.
Don't get me wrong. I know I did, and I know there's thousands of other lacrosse players that do the same thing. Yeah, I'm on a road trip, let's go, and there's several girls that'll do the same thing. But is there any way to somehow help us grow the game? I'm here to help you guys, whatever I can do, but I need help myself trying to get this the women's thing going, because it's a challenge.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, it's something I've noticed is players are willing to travel, if the opportunity is there for them. We had a number of women I would say probably the last 5 or 6 years, traveling from Rochester, a little bit from Syracuse. We've had some coming down from Ontario, Canada. We had the Brock team, Brock University girls came down. They played in our winter league a number of years. So the girls will travel, where stuff is available. Obviously the goal is eventually we'd love to have a league in Rochester, Syracuse, Albany, and then who knows, you can start to have fun Utica, you know, you can start to have fun, like the Battle of the I-90 tournament or something like that, right?
Absolutely.
But you know, obviously getting it, the first thing is first, and it's getting it started somewhere.
Right.
And for at least for now, Buffalo's where we've been hearing it. You know, where we already have a strong base for a women's league. Our summer women's field league, we have 10 teams to play. So
Oh, beautiful.
you know, there's a lot of players in those leagues, and hopefully a number of them want to play box.
Well, now with the box game with women's, would that be a winter or would that be a summer league as well?
So it's actually going to be spring.
Okay.
So we've for the last number of years we've run our spring men's box league at the East Aurora Classic rink. It's a outdoor rink, but it's covered.
Yep.
So we're gonna give it a go and have the women's games right before the men's games this spring.
That's a great idea. That's an awesome idea. You know, it keeps them sticking around afterwards and watching the guys play. Guys show up watching the women play. It's a great idea. I love it.
Yeah.
I went to school in East Aurora, so that's.
Oh, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I know exactly where you are, right behind the mill.
Yep.
Absolutely, awesome. Dude, please keep me posted because I know I probably might have some girls if we can't get something up and running that might want to take that venture out there. There's no question. Or hopefully get me some info and maybe we can get something going and we let's get that battle on the barge. I know the barge goes all the way to Buffalo, so we can get you right down here and battle on the barge.
Cool. We'll do.
That's awesome. Great job on awesome job. I wish I had a Yeti team that was actually down there, but I know.
Hang on, here's a Yeti right here. He looked kind of goofy. I tried to cut out him missing the pass actually, but because he wasn't looking when the guy threw him the pass. But that goal right there from Pete was awesome.
From Peter.
Yeah, he just had his head completely down, looking the other way, and then all of a sudden he is such a little lightning bug sometimes, man. Oh my goodness.
And Josh in the chat, I just saw your comments. It's a women's box league as opposed to a tournament. So that'll be running Sundays.
And it'd be on Sunday. And that would be out in East Aurora as well, you're saying?
Yeah, East Aurora in the Buffalo area.
Okay. Yeah.
Anything That's in awesome. Georgia kicking? We got Kai. Kai was asking earlier about that. I don't know if you would even know, because, I mean, I'm sure you mainly handle this area. You probably don't spend a lot of time in Georgia. Or do you get to bob around and, are you a snowbird?
And, I mean, as much as yesterday was a pain in the butt with the weather, no, I'm definitely I like the snow. I like the weather up in Buffalo. Normally.
Oh, not me. Not at all. I can't wait to be a snowbird. Anybody starts offering me a chance to travel where it's warm to work in the wintertime, I'm all over it. I need Kai to hook a brother up.
Same.
No, yeah, as far as Georgia goes, we've had a very minimal number of reach outs as far as getting something going there. I know there's an Atlanta league. At least for men's, I think there's a league in Atlanta that's been there for a little while. But the best way I can describe what we do for ULEX is if there's players that are looking for lax somewhere, and they don't wherever, doesn't matter. Hey, I moved to this spot or we're here, I want to play, but there isn't a league. Reach out to us. We want to hear that you're interested. You want to get a league going. We can help that process. And wherever we're wanted, we're happy to get a league going.
That's awesome.
If this was a cool experience, like I said, I was glad to meet up with you guys because I know for a lot of the guys, Albany, we're driving an hour to Albany, so any farther than that to get to Utica, Buffalo's 4 or 5 hours. So, I mean, getting a lot of these guys the box experience, that's where I think the IQ really, it's so much more necessary, it seems like, in box sometimes, just because that it all happens so fast that I know most of the young players, that's what they've told us at least, is they've noticed their anticipation of what's about to happen just is so much higher up after playing box.
For sure.
Oh man, that kid was good. Yeah, that pile.
It's exciting to see the box is growing for high school players.
Yeah,
they're starting to take notice. Man, I should do this because my game can benefit so much from just playing box.
and Spalina, and you're watching like these highlight reel guys, like especially Brendan O'Neill coming out and him having the year that he's having right now. Yeah, like that's all the high school kids are talking about now for Lax. They're like, he's a monster. Look at him. Yeah. And I mean, that goal he had last week where he's just like fighting the guy off with one hand and going the other way, that was just absolutely, that was a thing of beauty.
That was filthy.
Yeah.
I'm done. Now I was just laughing at the goalie jogging out and he got a trip there.
Yeah, that
Sorry
guy.
about that.
That was basically the end of the tournament for those guys. So that was there.
That was that was awesome.
This orange was the Mohawk though, and actually, so Sharkbait. This was the Snow Clan. So you've got here in Snow there with the purple helmet. Nikki Snow is the one back. Yeah, and Al. There's 4 of them there. That team this year, so they're all going to be on a team that. How far are you from like Pinewood? Do you know, or they call it Pinewood, but Gillette. That's pretty close to you, right? Within an hour.
Oh, to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I think it's about an hour and a half or hour 15 minutes or so.
All right. Yeah. I mean, we drive so much. I just assumed it was Buffalo for the most part.
It's in the Western New York area.
Yeah, that's right. We go past, but they're going to all be playing there this year. That team's going to be insane. They got 4 of them now with Al and his little brother Nicky and here in Snow.
Yeah, that's in Irving. That's like 45 minutes. It's closer than I thought.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chris, do you do anything with Space Lax?
Yeah, so Space Lax plays in our Buffalo box league.
Okay.
Nice.
You know, barring something crazy happening, they'll probably be back again this spring playing in the league in East Aurora.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
Good
as
guys.
far as, I don't know if it's true or not. I've heard that they're possibly going to be entering the NABLL, and I was just curious as far as
See, that's
true,
smart, though,
not
because
true,
they
who's
do-
in, who's out,
well,
trying to.
If they do that, they do the spring tournament, then they roll into NABLL summer tournaments, summer season. That's a smart move. Get yourself all ready to roll.
Yeah.
I'll join you on the rumor mill. I've heard that. I don't know the meaning of it though.
Okay. Well, I was hoping because again, I'm from East Aurora, so I know I got family. We're gonna have fans there. So in regards to getting to play in East Aurora, if that's where they would have played out of, would have been awesome.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. If they would end up playing out of there, or maybe
Down at
LA, or even down at Buffalo River Works or something.
Yeah, the
But
River Works.
I know a lot of those Space Lax guys played Buffalo Creek, and that's where they were based out of, was River Works.
Right. Okay.
Who knows?
Who knows? Well, I hope keep growing the game.
That Riverworks is
one with
cool,
their-
man.
Riverworks is awesome.
I've only been there once. We went and did a Masters tournament there once, and that was really cool.
Oh yeah, it's a great spot. You're right on the water there. They got everything under the sun, restaurant, the bar. I mean, they bring in fairly big name artists because the capacity is pretty big there, and they do shows, and it's a cool venue. You got boats pulling up, and right next to where you're playing lacrosse. It's kind of wild.
Yeah, that is.
You smell like Cheerios when you leave.
Oh,
Yeah.
the frosted Cheerios smell. You can't do
It's
wrong with
horrible.
it.
I love it.
Paul told me when I told him I was going out there, he goes, when you start to smell the cereal, you're there. I was like, what? And he goes, you'll know. And as soon as you start driving across the bridge, it's right by what is the factory there? They make Lucky
It's the
Charms.
General Mills plant.
General Mills.
General Mills.
There you go.
Yeah, it's pretty delightful, though, I will say.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you got the Labatt's brewery right there, too, so that doesn't hurt.
Yep.
And it's quite what they've done with that area is awesome. From devastation of a old abandoned mill town to let's get some youthful hockey here. And my family, we go up there and we do at Christmas time. They have a great extravaganza of crafts and everything there, and that's where we get all our bill swag for Christmas. As we go there, and it's got everything.
Absolutely. It's a good spot.
Yeah, Riverworks is awesome.
Yeah, that is a
Riverworks
sweet
is
spot.
awesome.
So how long have you had the box league with ULAX in Albany? That's pretty new?
Yeah, the box league in Albany, I think, is only maybe this might be our second season. I can tell you in just a second here. That's the best. That's the best part is I can check the almanacs. On yeah. So last year I think was the first year it looks like. College City Kings took the championship last year.
And that's these guys right here. Most of these
Yeah,
guys.
most of the Mohawk guys were the College City guys.
Yeah. And that's Lucas who just had the dive on the back door. They've got some new young kids that, man, it's interesting to see because their winter team too is a little different than their summer team because they have so many colleges in the area. That's one thing. I mean, they did just lose one, but still having some of the colleges there, they bring a lot of guys. Oh my!
Nice
goodness.
play.
Yeah, that's Maloney.
That's
again.
Lucas. Yeah,
he
you
is
can tell.
There's some good talent on all these teams, to be honest with you. But yeah, the Mohawk, College City guys, they were impressive.
Yeah, I love watching it. All these teams were crazy impressive. I was very happy with the competition, especially the semifinal games. They were super competitive, just back and forth. They honestly, that's the best part for me because if teams are blowing teams out, it's a long day for us. Like we're standing there trying to sound excited, and it's just like good. Whereas by like that semifinals, right through the championship, everything was so close. Like right till the end of the games, it was like, oh man. Yeah, I was very happy with the competition level. I had a little gap in
that
gap in the edit.
That game you were just showing the Shark Bay Mohawk game. That game obviously you can see the clock came down to the wire, and even the game before the A1As and Spirit Americans, even though it was an 8-4 victory for Spirit Americans, it was a lot tighter of a game for most of it. It was they just kind of pulled away at the end.
Yeah, at the tail end. Well, it really the A1As they kind of started. Yeah, they kind of gave into it for them at the end there. They feed into the letting the clock running their mouths, doing the silly things, and it's like, man, you guys have so much talent. Just get out there and finish this game. Try to. I was really surprised they were taken out. That Spirit Americans team. I don't know if this was his first tournament or what, but I was very impressed with this team.
This rare.
Yeah.
Nice shot.
You know what's funny too is I feel like they were a little deceiving to the competition because they show up with these jerseys. Like we ask all the teams ahead of time, like, hey, do you have your own jerseys? Because obviously, a lot of teams like to use their own jerseys. They got custom unis or whatever. So we asked them, you have your own jerseys or do you need them? Because we have our box jerseys, like just you can see the Mohawks wearing the ULEX box jerseys, and we'll provide them. And they're like, no, we got our own jerseys. And then these guys show up with, it looks like basketball pennies from back in the day, and they're not matching and whatever. So I think there's just kind of a deception with that. Probably everyone's looking at them like, oh, these guys are disorganized mess or something. They probably don't even know how to play, and then they come out and they were good. They were good.
Oh goodness, yeah. Well, yeah. See, like Irizarry, we filmed him at the World Games before, so like, yeah, the level of talent that was out on the floor was very top notch. There was, I mean, all these guys, we filmed quite a few of them, but they're, my goodness, it amazes me. Some of these guys are just in semi-pro when you see the stuff they do.
For sure, I know there was a couple, throughout the day. As I'm chatting with some of the players and whatnot, you kind of hear and you pick up on things. I don't know everyone's name or where they're from and what they're doing, but some, you hear the chatter and, this guy he went pro on this team or whatever. So there's some guys that, were at least drafted in the NLL, maybe didn't make a team or maybe they are on a team, but just not active at the moment or something. It's like, it was cool to see a lot of top talent.
A lot of D1 kids out there.
Sure.
Between the two teams, between all the teams, it was a lot of a nice mix of field helmets too. Though, where you see that there's a lot of guys who maybe don't play in box leagues, but get out to these enough where I play and I've got the rib pads, but I'm not spending another couple $100 on a helmet when I just got this one. So sure. I like watching it. I love watching these. The Masters ones are a lot of fun too, but these are. Oh my goodness, this was good. Yeah. Indeed, like we know so many of these guys. I thought for sure I didn't really give up on Maloney being able to take this game back until the last couple of minutes. Especially with a couple of these young kids, man. They could really shoot. You know how did you meet this goalie for Mohawk at all?
I believe I talked to him for a couple minutes.
Rob DiGiovanni. He's
yeah.
my favorite story. He's like 60 and out there just still showing all these kids how to play. Goes to goes like to make late night practice for College City all summer, even though he works at like 4:00 in the morning. Because he's like a cook guy. But yeah, he's inspiration to me. I hope when I'm 60 I still have half that energy.
I think he actually came out I think he was the one that came out early the second day and subbed for Beltway because the Beltway goalie was stuck and couldn't make it out.
Yeah.
So they had to forfeit that game. But he came out and subbed in, and I'll tell you, he was out there before anyone else. Even without his pads on, I saw him in the goal. He's just kind of doing some motions or whatever, and he turns around and saw me. I was just watching him because I was like, it's fun to take in and see people and enjoying themselves at this. And he turns around and he goes, I'm just soaking it all in. This is just awesome. Just being here. So it was cool just to see the enjoyment, that everyone had, that they got to go out in this pro arena and play.
Yeah. Well, especially for him. So like the last time he was at that level was, 40 years ago out in California. So yeah. And then he stayed out there after and had been out there ever since, came back just around the time the Firewolves got back involved with these guys. Yeah, he's one of my favorite stories when it comes to box lacrosse, really. I don't know. The people we've gotten to meet. Oh, wait, I didn't have him on this one yet. I forgot. We had the.
Yeah, it's all good.
Wow, look at that.
There we go.
Yeah.
I even guessed where he was going to be. It's almost like we've done this once or twice. But yeah, no, I don't know. Getting to meet you guys, getting to meet all the people at the tournaments, that is always so much fun. And some people, it's funny because it's a very small community. A lot of the people in the box lacrosse community do know us from up here. But we get people who travel and they're like, wait, this is the only sport. I forget who it was. Somebody came up and was talking to us and they were like, this is the only sport you guys film? I was like, yeah, I don't like cold weather, so I won't do outdoors, and I don't do hockey anymore. It's just too cold. And they're like, that's crazy. This is such a niche sport. They're like, you must live like, Buffalo or somewhere. No, we live here.
Yeah.
Local. Sorry.
We'll have to find. Maybe we'll find a nice summer field tournament, and convince you to go out for that for us.
There we go.
I don't know. It rains a lot in the summertime. It's got to be indoors. I think I'm real spoiled now.
I'll take the rain if you want to fly me out.
Yeah, the rain. Honestly, I don't. The rain doesn't bother me. It's the wind and the cold. Honestly, Herkimer's what killed me. They got me out in the middle of the freezing winter. I don't know what I was thinking. I should have known better. It was like March something. He's like, yeah, we got a game. It'll be great. We'll set up the thing. We set it up. Oh my goodness, froze my balls. And how many games did we do that day? 3 games.
Oh, it was 3 of them.
Yeah, that was the other problem too. We showed up. It was 3 games long, and it was just by the time it was over, I was like, I'm never doing field again.
Wait, but that was down in Albany. That was at the high school. That was a cold day. That was
bad. That was bad. That ruined it for me. I'm going down with Kai in Georgia if I'm going to do it. So,
Perfect.
the ULAX, the Independence Cup, that's just something that bounces around from like box lacrosse to box lacrosse, like venue. You guys, how many years has that been going on?
This was our 4th year. So it started in Philly. The first year was run at the Wings practice facility, which I believe is in like the Voorhees, like South Jersey area. And then the last 2 years we had it at the Wells Fargo Center. And things just didn't work out this year for having it come back there. And the Firewolves had reached out to us about some other stuff, and we were just like, hey, could we do this year? And it all worked out, which was great. Obviously we missed having our Philly, South Jersey, kind of the regulars of the tournament, coming to that. They had the opportunity to come up to Albany. Obviously, it kind of didn't work out for them.
They probably just knew what was going on in Philly, and everybody was scared because they were winning the Super Bowl. They weren't sure they were going to have a building. I'm sure it was probably. It's touch and go down there.
But yeah, it is as much as it's nice to have the teams coming back every year. It was cool to get a little fresh perspective on any fresh teams in from different areas. I think the only returning team was the Beltway guys. They were there last year at Wells Fargo.
And you could see
for
in
the
the
most,
roster the 12-hour drive versus the because what is it? I mean, that Philly's such a weird spot too because it's so close to everything.
It is.
It's weird. It's like Buffalo, other than for us that have to drive 6 hours, everybody else seems to be able to get in and out of Buffalo quick.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah. No, like when we talked to people that come out from further west, there was a bunch of people from Ohio and stuff we met when we did nationals out there. And everybody's like, oh, we go to Buffalo all the time to play lacrosse. And I never really would have thought of Buffalo just growing up as a field guy. I didn't think of it as much of a, destination for it as much. I don't know. Buffalo was always cold too. It's a lot of snow. You guys get a lot of snow.
Yeah, we do. But we're used to it, and as long as there isn't a salt shortage like there is right now, normally it's not too bad to deal with the roads.
Oh, you guys got a salt shortage going on top of that?
Everyone has a salt shortage going on.
Yeah, but we don't. Us common folk don't notice it. We don't need that much on our roads.
Yeah.
You don't live in Strikersville.
No. No. All right. Well, this has actually been the longest Yeti talks we've ever done, which has been cool. Chris, thank you so much for reaching out to us. Unfortunately, though, it is way past my bedtime. I'm going to turn into a pumpkin here pretty soon. But, I was super glad to get down there. Any chance I get to watch my nephew play, I absolutely love it. He's a blast. And honestly, to get to see so many of those guys that I don't normally get to film this time of year. We're not very busy in the wintertime, so we were like, oh, sweet, this is fun. Got down there. I love how you guys hooked it up. We made a weekend out of it, hooking up with the Firewolves game, going to the after party with the Firewolves. So, I mean, other than next time you got to stop the weather, maybe make it a little nicer. If you could handle that. You did a great job running it other than that.
I don't know if it's me. It must be me. I didn't go to the Independence Cup the first 2 years, and I think it was fine. And then I go last year, and there was an insane snowstorm. I shouldn't say this, but there was a travel ban in Western New York, and I said, "Screw it, I'm going home." I went home through it anyway. I got a truck, so I was like, "I'm getting home." And of course, this year, same deal. Horrible weather, so maybe it's me. Maybe I just need to not go anymore.
Just mail it in.
I'll leave it to Kyle, or our other director. He can take care of it. The weather will be fine. But no, it was awesome having you guys, and thanks for having me on the podcast here. It was great to meet all you guys, and happy to grow the game.
Absolutely, thanks for doing your part, OJ the dude. All right, your year has been absolutely amazing with Calgary just tearing it up. What would you like to tell us? What's going to happen next weekend for them?
It's going to be a really close game against Rochester, but Calgary, as we're all expecting, Calgary's going to do it.
You think it's going to be close? I think Dickinson and Dobie are just going to tear them apart. I think Hartley's going to wish he was still injured.
It's going to be as run away with it as you think.
No, I think Rochester's good. Honestly, I think I don't know, the thing that makes me nervous with Rochester is their offense, man. If that offense lights up on your young goalies, are you guys going to be able to keep up with it? I could see that game going not so well for you, but I picked you guys, so obviously I'm hoping you're going to win it.
Right.
Paul Noecker, I know you're like me. You're turning into a pumpkin here pretty soon. We're usually asleep by now. What would you like to close us out with?
I want to say, Chris, thank you very much for spreading the medicine. I wish we were able to get a full Yeti team down there to enjoy the festivities. I'm glad that some got down there, and I wish you guys the best. We definitely need to keep talking because, between Albany and Buffalo, you gotta go through Utica. So in regards to let's get you into Utica, let's do some talking, and let's grow the women's game. And thank you for what you do with U Lacrosse. OJ, thank you for what you do. Greg Beecher, thank you for what you do in Yeti Nation next week.
Boom.
Drink with the Yeti. Get some autographs. Bay Farms. Where the beef's at. Where the hay's at. Contact Jimmy Fay. Master Vito Hyundai. Make your move to Master Vito. The Yeti have. It's been a great season so far. What a score. Brandwide Distillery. Cortland, New York. Stop in. Say hello to Jimbo. Check out the shop. While you're at the shop, get yourself a little sampler. Sample that coffee liqueur. Have a little gin and tonic, maybe. And I know he's got that rumski. Stop in. It's what the Yeti drink. Join us on Monday nights. Toast with Brand Wide Distillery, Utica Mac Incorporated. For all your sales and service needs, contact Branches Simile, CRM Commercial Residential Management. Contact Jason down at CRM, Robert Dix Jr. Insurance Agency. Contact Bobby Dix, Rome Sign and Display Company, where we get all our banners here at the Yeti outfit. Liberty Affordable Housing. Eric Kiefer, LUTCF, local representative and a friend of the Yeti. The B-Dry System. Water issues in your basement, on your property, contact Brandon at B-Dry. Inside, outside, they can dry you out. Water no more. Family Landscape, make your neighbors green with envy. Contact Russ. Make your yard Yeti ready. CBI Cables, what the pros use. Custom audio, custom video, network and power cables, built for your needs. CBI Cables. Plug them in. Norris Candy, home of the original candy turkey joints. Check them out online or stop in 321 North Dockstader Ave in Rome, New York. Bag Square Brewing Company, downtown Utica. Authentic German beer, authentic German food. Try this schnitzel. Ask for a cross check. Utica's finest barber shop. Contact Jordan Baldwin or Kevin Beach on Booksy.com. It's where Crosscheck gets his haircuts. Duratagre, for all your new construction plumbing needs. Outside, inside, all around the town. Contact Dura. You need the pipe? They have the pipes. Utica Club Lounge, where the Yeti hang out pre-game and post-game. Incredible food. We have live music. Have a drink with the Yeti. Get some autographs. Bay Farms, where the beef's at. Where the hay's at. Contact Jimmy Fay. Master Vito Hyundai. Make your move to Master Vito. The Yeti have. It's been a great season so far. What a score. Brand Wide Distillery, Cortland, New York. Stop in. Say hello to Jimbo. Check out the shop. While you're at the shop, get yourself a little sampler. Sample that coffee liqueur. Have a little gin and tonic, maybe. And I know he's got that rumski. Stop in. It's what the Yeti drink. Join us on Monday nights. Toast with Brand Wide Distillery, Utica Mac Incorporated.